All right, hi guys, welcome back again. Ryan here. So we did a video last week where we started our filed for our DOT number and MC number for Carrier Broker Authority. So kind of talked about the first steps in the last video. Kind of wanted to go over some lessons learned type of things here with what we've been had over the last week, and I've had probably over 100 phone calls, maybe 150. With these solicitors that are calling you with their services that act like the government and everything else. But I'll get into that in a second and kind of talk about some of their little scams and all that stuff. So I've been getting insurance quotes. So I got some numbers on that stuff for you guys with hazmat and non-hazmat, and also like class 1 explosive stuff I was looking at as well. So I'll go into all that. But first I just kind of want to put a disclaimer, guys. This is not like a step-by-step how-to video. Like I said, I'm just kind of going through this by the seat of my pants, on snow days here. As you can see, you may or may not be able to see snowing again here. So I just want to kind of document my experience going through this as not, just kind of wading through the waters. And then like once we eventually get done with everything and kind of have everything set in stone, then we'll probably go back and do like a full how I did this type of thing, step by step, and lessons learned and all that good stuff. But like I said, first of all, you're going to get, as soon as you hit that button to get your DOT number and MC number, you're going to start getting phone calls like literally like 30 seconds. So the first one I had call me, I'm not going to call their name out or anything because you're going to get, like I said, tons of them calling you. This guy almost acted like he was from the government or something. Their name even had federal in it. Then I even flat out asked him, I said, are you with the government or something? Are you with FMCSA or who you with? And the guy's like stumbled over the question and said yes and no. Then, we're registered with the state attorney general's office and all this other stuff. And I just hung up on him. So, but he did email me some stuff, a list of stuff that I needed to do and somehow needed to do it through them. So I used the list as kind of a checklist for me to go through and do stuff, and I did a lot of the stuff myself, and other places I got it down a lot cheaper, and also, like I said, a lot of it myself. So I'm just going to kind of go down this list, and this was actually from this place, and this place quoted me. So you got, after you file your DOT number and MC number, you're going to have to file a BOC3 blanket of coverage form. This place wanted to charge me $100 to do that. So I was kind of searching around because I guess you have to have somebody else file it for you. I can't do it by myself, even if I wanted to. So I actually found OIDA, which I've been an OIDA member in the past, but then I really wasn't getting any benefits out of it, being a leased-on driver, leased-on owner-operator. So I dropped the membership a couple of years ago because I just thought I wasn't getting nothing out of it. But if you get on with them, like I said, I'm not endorsing them or anything, but if you get a membership with them, they do that BOC3 coverage for you for free with your membership, and your membership's only $45 a year. So I already saved $55 right there, and it was literally done in like a 30-second phone call. The second thing on here was your unified carrier registration, which I went on and did this in about 90 seconds because all it is basically just a tax that you pay, on their website. It's a government website. This place wanted to charge me $350, and I went ahead and paid for 5 trucks because that's kind of what I'm looking to put on, hopefully in the next 6 months or so once we get everything going. So they wanted to charge me $350 to do this, and like I said, it literally took me and a credit card 90 seconds to do it. And my actual fee on here was $176 and then a $5.23 convenience fee, and I'm good for 3 to 5 vehicles. So we're all registered there, and I saved like $175, so, and it was easy. Then they're trying to charge you for this driver qualification file, $187 each, drug and alcohol consortium, $247 each, clearinghouse registration, $500, which, from what I understand, I don't have it on my FMCSA portal yet, but I believe you can do that yourself. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, from what I've read, I can set that up myself as the carrier. So they want $500 to do that. And then they have an application change PIN required. So to go ahead and get a PIN for a FMCSA website portal, it's real easy to do. I went in and did it myself. It took, again, like 60 seconds. They wanted to charge me $100 to do that. So all this stuff, I had in here for 5 drivers and 5 trucks, which I don't need to set all that stuff up, for 5 drivers and 5 trucks right now until I actually get them. But they were like wanting to charge me like $3,200 for all this stuff, and I've already kind of knocked out half of it here for pennies on the dollar. So just be wary of these places like this out there. Because like I said, a lot of this stuff, they're like trying to charge me double for stuff that you can do yourself with just Googling it and actually going to the, you'll see a bunch of advertisements in the Google search, but then go down to the actual government website, the .gov website, and you can do this stuff yourself for basically half or even free, so in some cases. So kind of moving on here, guys, to insurance, and that'll kind of wrap it up after we talk about insurance at this point, and that'd be about the most I have for you today. So insurance is a hot topic. It usually is kind of where a lot of guys can't get into this is because of high insurance premiums starting out in your first year or two. I actually got some really competitive rates, and I was pretty surprised. And actually, the agents that I've talked to have been pretty surprised by the rates. I mean, I have had a CDL since 2011. I had pretty well a perfect driving record, as you all know. If you watch me, I had that speeding ticket earlier last year or this year. No, 2021. I had it out on the turnpike, but I put an attorney on that, and I paid like $500 and 200 something for a fine, and got that moving violation knocked down to like a headlight ticket or something, so it wasn't a moving violation. So I basically have a perfect driving record. So and the agents I've been talking to said you did the right thing by paying that, because with that moving violation, it could have cost me $5,000 or $10,000 on insurance. So just a sideline, if you do get a moving violation, you have a good record, I would just bite the bullet, pay an attorney, and get that thing, whatever you can do to get that thing off your record, because if you're going to get your own authority and get insurance, it could save you thousands of dollars and down the road. So anyways, before I get into insurance here, I know I already started. When we set up our authority, I set us up in our DOT and MC number as a broker carrier, to where we're a carrier and we can be a broker as well to broker loads. The thing is, what lesson learned off of that, you want to be careful of, is some insurers won't insure you because there's a little bit of because if you're a broker in a carrier, if you have an issue on the broker side, they can actually come after your general liability, your $1 million or $2 million coverage. So a lot of carriers won't insure you. So I found several that do. But I guess that kind of goes along with insurance. But yeah, kind of be careful with that. I mean, if you're not really, I mean, you save money on the filing fee with FMCSA because it's $600 whether each time you file. So you can do it all at once and be a broker carrier and pay $600, or you could separate them, then you got to pay $1,200, $600. So, but there are, like, I was going to get a quote from OIDA, and they wouldn't, the underwriter they use wouldn't quote me since I was a broker carrier. And two, I also put on there for hazmat, which is another lesson learned, which we'll talk about going forward here with insurance. So when you go through that FMCSA DOT application, DOT number application, or carrier authority application, you can go through there and pick all the stuff that you're gonna, all the hazmats that you're gonna haul, like class 1s. And I've hauled fireworks, small ammunition in the past, so I was like, I clicked on 1.4 and 1.5. And added that stuff, and I guess when they did that, it like bumped my minimum coverages up to like $5 million general liability coverage. Like, and everybody I was calling was like, they were like, "Whoa, that's a lot," which it is. So kind of be careful when you're going through that application to what you're going to haul or what you're planning on hauling, because that'll set your minimum liability requirements up that you have to have with the government. Once you get your insurance. So I ended up going back and taking that table 1 or class 1 stuff off and just sticking with kind of more your general hazmat freight, your class 2s, 3s, 5s, and 8s and all that stuff, the corrosives and whatnot, ORMs. And like I said, as far as coverages, what I got back, I've got a quote back for general liability, cargo insurance, hazmat, pollution coverage, and all that. And if I want all that, right now I'm looking at $24,000 a year. So I know a lot of people get quoted just without hazmat. They're close, $15,000, $20,000. So the agent, he said that was a really competitive quote. And then I asked him, like, even if I wait a year or two, I mean, he said that probably wouldn't change that much, even if I had another year or two under my my authority, MC number and all that. So I'm kicking it around. It's just a matter if I can get people that are willing, that have hazmats on their CDLs that would be willing. I mean, I've made a lot of money on hazmat, so I mean, that additional coverage, if you had a couple hazmat drivers, you could make that up pretty quick, I think. So non-hazmat coverage, I got quoted through Progressive, really reasonable. They have a payment plan, or you can pay in full. if I wanted to pay that up front, what they quoted me was $8,543 for a whole year if I pay all of it up front. If I want to break that up into payments to 11 payments, I'm at basically $1,000 more, $95.44. So pretty reasonable insurance. I mean, well under, I mean, like $700 a month, $800 a month. So depending on which route you go. So I thought, and that was for cargo insurance as well. So I thought that was pretty reasonable, and I didn't expect that. I mean, that was always kind of a barrier. I'd never quoted it before, and that was always kind of a barrier. I thought to entry was, looking at 15, 20K insurance a year. But I guess with my driving record and kind of what we're doing, I guess it's not quite the case. So like I said, it's going to be different for everybody depending on moving violations and all that good stuff, and your driving record and your company and all that. So. But that's pretty much it, guys, other than the last thing I wanted to put out. Like I said, we did do a carrier broker. So we have to get a $75,000 Serenity bond as well, which I've been talking to my agent. He hasn't got me an exact quote yet, but he was talking like that's only like $150, $200 a year. So based on my profile, credit, and all that type of stuff. So not too crazy is what I thought kind of going into this, but we'll kind of update you guys as we go forward from here. So I think that pretty well wraps it up for today, guys. But I just wanted to put out there, probably in the next 4 to 6 weeks, roughly, once we get everything lined up, I'm going to be looking probably to bring a couple guys on. I know we've had some people reach out to us in the past that were interested. So we're putting together kind of a package, percentages. I'm still looking at some factoring, fuel cards, and all that stuff. So it'll be couple weeks before we get everything kind of a full package to put together for everybody to look at and see if they're interested in coming on with us. Secondly, I think most people say we're pretty honest people. I like to treat people how I like, the way I want to be treated. So I think we have a lot to offer there, especially somebody that's been out there on the road and done the same thing you guys have done, been through all the heartaches and the good times, bad times, all that type of stuff. Like I said, we're not looking to get rich, just trying to make a little bit more supplemental income to keep the lights on around here with everything. And like I said, there's a lot more involved too with our maintenance business. We're kind of looking to integrate some stuff in there as well. Some discounts, stuff like that type of stuff, and a lot of other things that I don't want to put anything out yet until it's kind of solid, on black and white. Yeah, stay tuned for all that type of stuff, guys, and there'll be more to follow. So, but again, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for the updates, and as always, give us a thumbs up, like the video, because that helps us get out there to other people on YouTube. So, thanks for all the support and everything, guys. Questions, comments, and all that good stuff. I guess that's pretty much it for today. We'll see you next time.